To the Ramblecast, I have no song.
Well, I was singing "Killing Me Softly with This," but I am a
You
horrible
were
singer.
no,
Horrible.
no. That was
Yeah.
outstanding. It was outstanding.
Well, I'd like to see Nick come on here and try to best me because
Yeah,
where's Nick? Huh?
yeah. Where is Nick?
Right.
Nick,
Just
who wanted it on Wednesday night.
I guess so, but look
I'm
who's
not
here.
calling him out, but
So
he's
you were just relaying to me. You were like, I don't even know. Is he going to be here tonight? Matt hasn't even responded
yeah.
much. I almost forgot until I looked at my phone and I was like, oh shit, we have to podcast tonight. Um, so my daughter, who is a avid sitcom watcher, she loves to watch her sitcom, has binged watched several different ones, but currently she is making her way through Friends, and she's almost at the end. She's in the last season of Friends. So
I almost said she didn't watch it before. I forget that was like 30 years ago,
pretty much, and
25 years ago, something like that.
and there's just there's like a lot of sex stuff, and that's just
Oh,
not.
that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and now she's at kind of an age where she's like, okay, but she still she still sees how cringe it is, like just like so many different things in the in the show can be where it's like so little things and big things. So but
Randy has never watched Friends.
wow,
Really?
good job.
Wow, that's crazy, wild, and wacky.
I the only reason I started watching it because honestly it was a show that when it came out it was something my younger sister was into, and I was just like, I don't know, this isn't these people living single on their own in New York, this seems unobtainable. Okay.
Yeah.
And they somehow have all of this time to just kind of hang out
And they always get
and
the
make
couch in the coffee house.
yeah, no
Always.
shit.
Always.
Right.
Who are they to get the couch every single time?
I've been to New York. There's a lot of people, and if that cafe is worth its grain, you know what I mean? Like if
Except
it's worth
one time some bullies took over the couch, right? Yeah, there
right,
was that
and
episode.
then but who were really the bullies though? Because they're the ones that are hogging up
the
the couch.
Yeah, which is
So,
right in the middle.
right.
It's funny. I start. My wife was at a PTA meeting, and I was watching the kids, and I put them all to bed. And it was a Thursday. I think it was on Thursday night. And it was just part of the rotation of what I watched on Thursday night. Came on. I go, oh, this show's hilarious.
I mean, they're getting past some of the cringe moments that happen throughout. I mean, there's some solid humor and just some funny antics that take place. So the relationship flip flopping back and forth, it just becomes so much like why are they even? It almost seems like they should have kept with the name of the show, and they should have just stayed friends.
Yeah,
because
to me, some of the funniest parts was when Ross he's in love with Rachel, that he was obsessed with everything that happened around that. Kind of when they got together. Like when they went on when the whole we were on a break, that's when they should have left them just friends. I mean, they were able to, a lot of shows can't do that where they become they're friends, then they become lovers.
But I mean, somehow it worked with Monica and Chandler because they weren't the A storyline.
Right.
So it almost kind of worked better that way. And I know the actress Lisa Kudrow has said that she doesn't like her character, but Phoebe is the one character that I probably enjoy the most. Although out of the guys, I'd be a Chandler because there's so many times where he's just like, why do I always say the wrong thing? It's just like that just feels like, I mean, I know that's an every guy thing, but that I really relate with that Chandler aspect. So
Randy says Fonzie crossover.
Fonzie crossover. I don't.
You're gonna have to explain that one.
Yeah, I don't remember when. I don't remember when Henry Winkler.
I was.
If he was, I don't remember.
I don't remember him being on Friends.
Yeah. But
remember Tom Selleck.
Right.
And then the two Chandler and Joey had to grow mustaches.
Well, and then there was just an episode that I saw where Danny DeVito, because we're into the last season, he makes a cameo as a stripper.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I like the show, but it really it went on too long. I do like, and I think we've talked about before. I like the fact that all the stars got paid the same.
Right.
That they agreed on that, because so many shows blow up because one guy's making so much, and the other actors aren't.
I think some of the antics and premise and things they were able to do, it worked. I mean, it's funny because it's like I'll also watch a BBC show where it's like 2 seasons, 6 episodes, and I'm like, that's hilarious. It's perfect, just like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, would I have liked more? Sure, but sometimes it's like you get what you get.
Doesn't necessarily make it better. Randy says how many seasons? I think 10.
10. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it's really dated now too.
Yeah,
because I mean it, especially with even as you watch some of the gay jokes and how it kind of changes through the seasons, because essentially it starts in the early 90s with yeah, I mean, it just the way they use gay as a put down changes, I would say, throughout the use of that show. I haven't been as stringent on this watch. I've been kind of more like casual as I've been working on the computer. Been doing really boring stuff like organizing files, family photos and digital clutter, and just kind of
that sounds like fun.
It is, because it's like it is kind of fun looking at a lot of old stuff, but then it's very wistful. You're like, oh, look at this memory. Oh, that's sweet. So it's easy.
That's why I have a time hop on my computer, on my phone, and I've got like 2,600 something days in a row. But it's kind of fake, because sometimes I'll forget for like 2 or 3 days, but they still let me continue to the streak going, even though I broke the streak a few times. But it comes up with like photos of the something that happened 13 years ago. Or
we have the Google photos, but then they have a little Google display, with the hub and the Nest, and that comes up with photos. But again, it's limited to what you've put on there, and then usually there's kind of a time. So it's just like, well, a lot of these earlier photos of when the kids were just babies, it's like they kind of haven't seen the light of day as much. And it's weird, because you and I grew up in a time period where we had the physical photos. The mom pulled the box down, you went through it, and then you got a long lecture about some person in a picture that you don't remember, but you should, and you're like, so
that's your dad. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. I don't remember that.
Well, you got the same damn ears.
That's right, you do. I know. It's funny you said, because I got my granddaughter wanted a 4-leaf clover. I go, you know what? I have one at home in my photo album, an old photo album. As a kid, I had it pressed in. I had a couple of them. I said, I'll give it to you. Of course, the thing broke up, and I'm looking at this one photo album, and it's ones where you used to peel the plastic back and it would stick to the. And then you put the plastic back over it. These things have to be, 50 years old, probably, if not older. And I got one photo album where I cut out different things from TV Guide of different TV shows and put it in this photo album. And I can't tell you why I did that.
Huh.
I mean, it's probably something I was doing back then, because the TV, for the kids playing at home, TV Guide was something you had to have to know it was on TV.
I mean, okay. You're at that time, that was kind of like your Wikipedia, essentially. Right? It's like, oh, hey, this happened on this date. Or if it was a show you liked, it was just like, oh, I have a little memento, of like this airing at this time. So, I mean, I would cut out like random clips, about Star Wars, or, if I read about like, a show that I was following, and I was like,
in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, in the newspaper.
Newspaper, yeah.
With the newsprint, which is made of tree pulp, and it has acid in it, and that's why it decomposes and turns yellow. So, they have like, these buffer sprays that are, like de-acid, like you can spray on those newspapers. You can probably buy them still, but so anyway, random stuff. So if you're trying to preserve such things exist like that.
Or was it only the female actresses? No, you would think, but no, it's like Chico and the Man, Freddie Prinze, and it's a bunch of shows, and I'm like going, what? The Sonny and Cher comedy hour. I'm like,
you were forward thinking as far as like you were like, one day I'll be a podcaster. This knowledge will be important. I don't even. The technology hasn't even been invented yet, but I'm going to be on the cutting edge.
Do they still sell the TV? Because I can't imagine. Because back then there were 3 major networks, and how could they do the TV guide now?
Right.
Well, this is what's on at 8:00, and there'd be like, there's thousands of things on at 8:00, but nothing's on. But it gives
Imagine if Sears had got into the Amazon business before Amazon. You know what I mean? Like that's
nobody. No, the problem with Sears was they had no probably young people working for them.
Right.
And again, you sit there and go, Sears was, like you mentioned, Sears was the big deal. They had their catalog. Every Christmas, you couldn't wait to get the Sears catalog.
They were the Coca-Cola.
And here's Chris, who never watched Star Trek, but
nope,
we weren't even talking about Star Trek, Chris. But
good evening, gentlemen.
BT does.
So we're talking about like TV guide
of old
TV
TV guides.
You never had a TV guide?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And they would have the Cheers and Jeers section. Remember that section?
Yes.
In the TV guide, the Cheers and Jeers. Like.
Well, our good friend Damian Holbrook still is a senior editor for TV Guide.
Oh, really? So they do still? It's still around.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Damian. You guys know who Damian Holbrook is, right?
Yeah, I've met him.
I think we might have had him on this show. Or was that Ramblecast?
He was
Media Junkyard.
He was. I know he was on a Autism Speaks segment.
Yeah. So he hosts a lot of the Comic-Con panels and such as from a TV perspective, because he covers pretty much everything on TV. But yeah, good dude.
I was just saying that I had old photo albums, and one of them I cut out pictures and stuff from TV shows and put them in the photo album. I don't know why.
Because other than being a stalker.
Yeah, I can't. It's true, because Matt Kay says, or was it only female actresses? No, it wasn't. So,
Jack, you sounded a bit under the weather there, bud.
I am. It's funny. This morning, I was like going, I gotta tell Matt he's got to do it. I feel like crap, but I took like 2.5 hour nap, and said, okay, and I hadn't been on in like a month.
That's true.
A lot has happened in the month, and
that banana looks really dirty on your shoulder there. So,
No Country for Old Bananas. I thought that was a good one. I liked it.
No, that's
Matthew Tree says he was on Media Junkyard. Thank you for the clarification.
Oh, Matt would know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I met him at Comic-Con, and I know I talked to him on a 24-hour.
Yeah, great
deal.
guy.
Yeah. It was a funny segment, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. He's actually the inspiration for the character Damien on Mean Girls. I don't know if you've seen Mean Girls.
I've not seen Mean Girls. The movie or the
Yes, the movie,
the Broadway musical,
which based on the movie. Yeah, he went to high school with and he was friends with Tina Fey.
Oh,
really?
So she wrote that movie, and Damien, the character in Mean Girls, is actually based off of him.
Because
I did not know that.
Fey. He did that to Tina Fey.
He was mean to Tina Fey?
No. Damien was a good guy.
Oh, so it's Mean Girls, good guy.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
sexist premise.
Watch
if
the
you
movie.
ask me.
I've seen the movie.
Are you talking about the one where they walk through the hallway and it's really
Yeah,
the
I've seen
one-
the
it's
movie
like-
several times. I haven't seen the new one. So
I have
I've-
not seen it at all.
what?
the movie? The movie?
I've never seen Mean Girls.
Huh?
Well, why are you giving me?
How
crap
do
for
you
it?
know so much and I know so little? I don't know. I mean, I remember parts of it, but I don't remember the guy parts. Apparently, so
Were there guy parts in the movie? They show guy parts.
no, it's not like a '90s
Oh, I'm
Raunch-
having AirPod
raunch
issues again.
com.
I apologize.
That'd be like an
I'm gonna
80. That'd
mute
be
myself for a
80s,
minute.
wouldn't it? Porky's and
I'm thinking '90s raunch com, where it's like all of a sudden you get there's something about Mary, or
oh,
along that. So
that's a movie I need to rewatch again. I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years.
15.
The part with the dog is hilarious. Where the dog's going after him, he's on it's on speed or something.
Yeah, I remember there being a dog part. So, but I can't remember the.
It's attacking. It gets on drugs and attacks Ben Stiller. Ends up throwing the dog out the window.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
The
and
really
then-
the overly tan lady.
right, which is why I was kind of thinking of the kind of go-to moment where it's like all of a sudden you see that and you're like, I didn't ask to be shown. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Brett Favre Ray.
Right. We should have known back then.
We should have. Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
all about the
It's all about the money. Doesn't care where he gets it
was
from.
like, it's okay, and there's something about Mary to show people this. So clearly,
That's a case that never went anywhere.
What's that?
Brett
With
Favre.
the one with him and the reporter that he showed.
him and the welfare fraud.
Oh, no! I thought there was something that happened with that.
But nothing happened to him.
Yep, I'm back.
I'm talking about Brett
Hi.
Favre Ray.
I haven't really.
Favre.
It's not something that I've really dug into.
Well, it was big news for a while. Then
I know, but like unless
He's dipping money out of the homeless or whatever. Hey,
yeah,
hey, there's
something
Nick.
like that. There's
Thought he
Nick.
was still in Singapore.
Yeah.
No, that's starting Friday.
Okay, yeah.
You haven't
just
gone
jumping
yet.
ahead.
No, I leave Friday at noon out of Denver, and then 12 hours to Tokyo, and then 8 hours to Kuala Lumpur.
Well, allow me
Jesus
to be the first one to say ni hao.
Not going to China, Matt. Yeah.
Well, now that
I'm
you're
sorry.
here, we can talk about. Matt was saying his daughter's doing a sitcom binge and is watching Friends.
Oh, okay.
She's on the last season of Friends.
Oh, so
I started watching Modern Family.
Okay.
Again, and I'm through
What
the second season. I'm in
Stop
the
for
middle
the
of
last season.
First season, so good, right?
Yeah,
Like if you just went through the first season?
I just watched. I went through it like that. Because
Yeah, it's so
damn
good.
funny.
The first few seasons are solid, and then it just kind of.
No, it's when, again, I'll say it again. It's when the kids start getting older.
Sure.
They should have just kicked those
I-
kids to the curb.
Stick with it though, because there are some funny moments, especially even with the kid that comes later.
I've watched the show
and
before. The little kid, yeah, the newer kid.
He has some really funny one-liners.
Joey,
and yeah,
right?
Mhm.
We're not spoiling it. I
Yeah,
mean, the show
sorry.
was a while ago.
Stay relevant. Anyway, you wanted to say something about the binge the sitcom thing that.
So what other is it just Friends, or has she watched other sitcoms?
Oh, okay. I thought there was more to asking the guys about Friends, but
No.
oh, okay.
Oh.
Chris looked at me like I've never seen it.
I agree with
mean,
Matt. There did
I
seem
never
to be a
finished
build
Friends.
up there that never arrived.
What's that? You've never seen Friends?
I never finished it.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
That's
I think
okay.
I watched it while I was on, and then
Right.
I think that kind of ended in like the late 90s.
Yeah.
No, it ended in 2004.
Okay, so when I was in college, I couldn't give given two fucks about it. I think
Well-
that's I like my college years. I like went to like a black hole of TV. I didn't watch anything when I was in college.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Because you were blacking out. Is that why? Because
Well, I mean, partially, yeah. for
Yeah.
sure.
We've talked about this, though. That's why I never watched The West Wing, because it was on right during my college years, to where I had other shit going on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you should watch The West Wing. I think it still holds. I think it still holds.
Oh,
up.
you haven't watched it at all?
I've never watched it. No.
Holy shit, Nick!
How,
I mean, I feel like we're rehashing an old theme.
Chris,
to our show
Chris, I mean this as a friend, Chris. You need to lay off the drugs.
here. Yeah,
We've
probably
talked
right.
about this. No.
Yeah,
I've also said this about friends, though.
I mean this as a friend too, Nick. Fuck you.
I've said this, I know for sure before, and it's one of those, like, people say, like, say the most controversial opinion, like Friends should have ended after season 4, because it's basically the where it ends with Ross going to England to try to marry Emily. You have a complete arc of every single character.
I completely disagree.
No, I'm not saying there's not really good episodes after that. But to me, if you wanted a solid ending of 4 seasons and 4 solid character arcs, it's the perfect ending. Let Rachel come in and interrupt the wedding and say, like, I love you.
But you went like some weird Graduate kind of ending here.
Yeah. That would have been cool, though. Because, I mean, think about the Graduate
Rachel,
ending,
you're trying to seduce me.
Yeah. Well, think about the ending of The Graduate is that, you see the oh fuck moment in their faces at the end on the bus of, like, now what? They've completely, they're screwed.
Look at Matt Treest's comment. That fucks with my head right now. So we just passed the 20-year anniversary of the finale, and the premiere will be 30 years old in the fall.
Last week was the 30th anniversary. Last week was the 30th anniversary of the Cheers finale. And I was like,
"There's a flashback, guys, to what we talked about last week or week before last."
Because I wasn't here. I saw that. I said, "Holy fuck! I was 31 when that show ended, and still in San Diego." And
the fact that there was less than 10 years in between the end of Cheers and the beginning of Friends, that's more fucked up.
So the week before last. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
Well, the chilling part was because this has been kind of going on in the background. Like, I'm not always there for the rewatch. Yeah. I kind of come in, every now and then. But I was there for the moment, just organically, when Chandler says, like, "Well, I'll be the first one to die," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's
damn.
right.
Yikes.
That's right. He says that."
Well, he knew.
So
now, did she ask you why Chandler got super skinny and then super fat within one season?
No, she never. She never.
Cocaine, baby.
Drugs.
She's more kind of like, straight up Ross is a sociopath who is just kind of like of psychotic. So.
But that's actually what bothered me about Friends is that progressions of characters, they should be better people at the end of the show. Right. And they got worse.
He got worse.
They got worse. Like, I wanted to kill Monica.
To be fair, he got a lot. There was a lot of, how many times did he get married? The marriage didn't work out. Rachel kept fucking with his head. I mean, if you look back, because Matt and I were saying, I go, yeah, Phoebe was probably one of our favorite female characters.
Mm-hmm.
And Chandler was the one that I think everybody, he was our favorite friend. But when you go back in
vestibule with Jill Goodacre,
yeah.
I think that every time I go to the ATM, I think that in my head.
Because you got Monica, I don't know what he's saying. Gives it to Joey. Oh my God, he's in there. Because she's attractive.
Trapped in an ATM vestibule with Jill Goodacre.
Yeah. That was a funny episode because the whole time he's talking his head, you want some gum? No. Why did I say no? Anyway, she later married Harry Connick Jr.
Yeah.
Right? And I believe they're still married. Even though he's no longer working.
Jack, what are you binging right now?
Modern Family.
Modern Family. So you got Cheers binge, a Modern Family binge. Nick, what are you watching?
Shockingly, Cheers.
Oh.
So my parents visited all last week, and
I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate that. Dad loves Hulu and decided to binge Cheers. So we quickly went through in literally 3 days all of the Coach years.
Oh,
I love
Coach is great.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but on Hulu, you could only watch through season 4. And even though, and so the rest of them you have to watch on Paramount Plus, which I had not set up the app, even though I have Paramount Plus now. And so I had to do that. And then now we're on the Rebecca years.
What does Paramount Plus go for nowadays?
Well, the reason why I got Paramount Plus through Hulu is because I wanted to watch A Gentleman in Moscow, which is excellent.
Okay.
With
he
Hugh
keeps
McGregor.
saying that we should, I guess,
It is
try to watch.
I'm going to watch it. I'm writing it down. Gentleman of Kami.
Anyway, so it's a little overpriced, I think, for what you get, but you get Showtime, you get all of Showtime, you get everything that's on Paramount, ever made on Paramount, all the movies, everything that they own. So you can watch all 11 seasons, isn't it, of Cheers? You know, like
they have a huge catalog.
Huge catalog.
I will tell you that my biggest beef with Paramount Plus is like if a show, like say I'm gonna watch Survivor, but I don't watch it right at 8:00. I can't watch it till they all air everywhere.
Oh, you gotta wait. Yeah,
Cool.
I gotta wait, and because I mean I can get it where it's live.
Yeah,
but I can't go back and watch it from the start. I go, you sell yourself as a streaming fucking channel,
right.
And sometimes the
Trist, a mountain of entertainment, if you will.
Hey,
yeah,
I got that. That's that.
What got me was the Star Trek. And that's what kind of was like, in that I kind of went on a year trek of the Paramount, and I did get to the end of that, and I haven't been watching as much stuff on there. So I could always pause it. Probably should.
I was thinking about checking it out because they just released their native app for the Vision Pro.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's like I said, I was a big. I've seen
all of the Mission Impossible stuff, Tom Cruise kind of stuff is on there. So,
what I've enjoyed about, even though I watched all of Cheers as a child, what I've enjoyed about the rewatch of Cheers,
I watched as an adult.
I know you did, Jack, because you're old as dirt. Anyway,
you're not wrong.
I'm kidding. Anyway, I like how unintentionally the show naturally evolved, because you have the Coach years, then you get introduced to Frasier, who comes in like season 3. He was
only supposed to be in a few episodes.
Right.
He's like the Michael Emerson of
I was gonna say the Benjamin Linus. So.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's neat because and then you get Woody, then you get Rebecca, and there's a natural kind of shift in how the comedy, and it's like, wow, I see why it was a success unintentionally, because if it just was stuck with Diane and the original cast for all 11 seasons, I don't think it would have lasted.
No.
Well, and rumor is a lot of on the show didn't like Shelley Long.
I can see it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I like the Shelley years, though.
I like them, but it's not as good as the Rebecca years.
I like Rebecca years.
And I know that Rebecca towards what's her Kirstie Alley towards the end, people didn't like her because of her political views, but the show itself, I just think it's funnier, even though she's sexually harassed on every episode.
Oh, every episode, yeah.
Oh my god. So speaking of the mountain of entertainment that is Paramount Plus, and you just kind of made me think about this. I presume is Frasier available to stream on Paramount Plus?
I gotta rewatch that.
I would watch Frasier again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, despite his political views.
I loved Roz. I had such a crush on Roz.
Oh yeah.
She
was in something that I just recently watched too. I can't remember what, but she popped up as an actress, and I was it's just like she has such a distinctive voice and look.
Yep.
So
we play this game. What show? And my wife hates it that I
so
do it all the time.
I caught up on a couple of shows over the last 2 weeks. So I watched this is old news for you guys, but new for me. I did watch what was the first one?
Franklin.
Manhunt.
No,
Yeah.
Franklin. Sorry. I watched Franklin, then Manhunt. I loved both of those series. I thought they were both very, very good. Echoing some of the points you guys are making. I mean, granted, Franklin had a lot of French actors, which I'm assuming are probably very, very popular in French culture, which I didn't really know any of them.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was a little bit of an adjustment period, kind of getting into the captions, but overall, I thought it was great. And I'm curious. I'm not much of an historian of that time, but like, what do you guys know offhand? Like, what percentage of that was like a true story versus kind of like
Well,
artistic freedom?
it's like I said,
76%.
Thanks.
it's like I said. I think in the podcast it was just us three when Jack was out. Temple was Benjamin Franklin's biographer. So I imagine it's coming from his accounts.
Yeah.
And there's always liberty,
Which would explain why he's in so many scenes.
so much of it. Yeah, exactly. But there's always liberty with how they portray the founding fathers, depending on who's the main character. Because like you think about like Adams in Adams, he's not portrayed as the fucking imbecile that he is in.
Well,
Franklin.
I think, but he is. In Adams, you can see it when they're discussing what they should call what George Washington's title should be.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that he's pretty anal about things,
Right.
And you got to remember too, his wife was cheating on him with Thomas Jefferson.
With Mr. J.
Yeah, with Mr. J. So
no,
John J.
It's not Thomas Jefferson. That was James J. or Jason.
I'm just kidding. John J.
John J.
We're just joking, but
no.
But I can see and I go you.
Oh wait, so hold on. So John Adams' wife was banging James J. or whatever his name was.
Thomas Jefferson.
That's the theory. Yeah.
Oh, Thomas Jefferson or Mr. J.
Yeah, Tommy J.
It's my theory. I read the book of before they had the miniseries.
Okay.
And Jefferson spends a lot of time with Abigail Adams.
Interesting.
When Thomas Jefferson, when John Adams is in France. Okay, what do we know about Thomas Jefferson? He will fuck anything.
Can you blame him though? John Adams was a one hump and done kind of guy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
You can't blame her.
Yeah, exactly.
And she wrote letters to him, and she kept letters they corresponded quite a bit, even when Thomas Jefferson and John Adams had their fallout, because Thomas Jefferson basically fucked him over for the his second term. Thomas Jefferson was a dick, especially politically. I mean, today he'd be considered
Well, he had hush money for her to not publish those papers.
Exactly, and it was a trial that lasted forever.
Yeah,
I think.
So, even though it was pretty open.
And the worst thing is Abigail aged poorly, like Stormy. So. Have you seen the drawings they have of her?
No, I have.
Could they make them look any worse?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't look that bad.
But I know. But the drawings look like she's like 90 years old. I'm like going, okay.
So I read somewhere today. I don't know how true it is, but I think it was CBS was reporting that the Secret Service is already inquiring about how they can set up shop for him in jail.
Yeah, because they have to. How are they going to protect him?
Regardless of
dearest friend.
Regardless of whether or not he is incarcerated or not, the Secret Service will still have to protect him even when he's in jail.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy. Well, anyways, so I mean, moving on a few presidential terms after John Adams, I also picked up watching Manhunt, which Nick said via text. I'm going to say it out loud so everyone in the world can hear. He said it peaked on the premiere episode.
Well, I think I said when I first talked about it, I said, of course, Nick would hate it after the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought that story was fucking fascinating.
Can I say something about Franklin though? I did think it's almost like Rome, the TV show. They kind of wrapped it up really fast, and I guess we get the whole thing on the boat where the French guy who's lazy and his parents go, "We no longer want you we
Get
ask you as a-
fucked. Yeah.
whatever they say to him, and he's on the boat with Franklin, and basically
Right.
Franklin says
We'll talk about it.
America's the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
It's basically what they're saying. I get that. I go, I would have liked to have seen him go back to America and just what happened when he got back for like an episode.
Yeah, I
But-
think my only thing that I didn't love about the series was the time, right? Because that entire series took in the span of like real time was like a decade.
It was quite a while.
8 years. 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
So it's like between 8 years long, and like you kind of lose your kind of place in everything, right? Especially when you're looking at certain relationships that happen or allegedly happened, and it's all of a sudden it's like, man, that seemed like that ended pretty quickly, but it's like, no, that was like 4 years prior. You know what I mean? Like, and they don't age because the 8 years is not enough apparently to age people in France.
No.
But
To be fair, in France they're wearing that. They wear a lot
all
of
the
makeup.
powder. Yeah.
It would be funny though if like as he aged, you just had a different actor playing Franklin. Because to Jack's point, really the show is dependent upon who's playing these characters, and what they bring to it.
And Michael Douglas was solid, dude.
Nothing taken away from him, but I would love to also see like Christopher Walken doing Franklin.
But one thing I will say about some of the writing, I will say that like it felt like Benjamin Franklin's character in the show more so than anybody else spoke as if it was a play.
Yeah,
like the way his cadence, the way he delivered his lines, I felt like he was like reading from in a play. That's what it sounded
is
like.
that because he's had more time in theater? So that was his.
Maybe that's how Benjamin
direction?
Franklin spoke. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe
it just felt
the director
like
decided
that.
to take the.
Yeah, that just came off the screen more for me than anything.
Well, I
else.
like in the beginning, the first episode, they really show how Franklin is a superstar. He's like a rock star.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's big pimping.
He says
he discovered
people
electricity.
think.
I mean,
people think that
he's the deal.
He invented electricity.
Yeah. And it just he's so huge and a big deal. And then when at the end where Temple's saying, "Hey, okay, I'm not going back, with you," I said, "What's the big deal? Just FaceTime him. You'll see him again." But then you start realizing, once you're like when you're when you're in France and your better half is in America, you're literally you can correspond, but it's like it takes months for that letter to get across. I mean, we take for
what happens in France stays in France.
Exactly. And let's face it, Franklin was a player because he took advantage of not his looks. Nothing against Franklin's looks.
Right.
Trying to be rude, but he wasn't a good.
That's why I think
guy.
Christopher Walken would be an interesting.
I'm over here trying to think of Christopher Walken like saying something in the show. You're like,
right?
Yo, Your Highness, I got to be here for America. I'm sure you guys have seen that clip.
What about Canada?
Yeah. We got to have Canada. We got to have more Canada.
We want the cod. We need the cod.
Okay, I'm watching this. And I said, why didn't we hold out for Canada? Wait, what the fuck? I mean, let's hold out for Canada.
What's funny? I think
at this point we're kicking their ass.
I think I told you this like a month ago or so. I was watching something where it had recently been discovered, the original map that the British had drawn up of what they were willing to concede to the United States. And it's ridiculous how much they were willing to give to us.
Really?
And what we settled for. It's like, fuck, we could have had like most of Canada, and all this,
And Canada is the reason they didn't want to give it up was for mainly trading.
Fishing.
Was this
fur trade?
And fishing and commerce. Yeah.
And it's like fuckers. Could have had
Canada.
Canada.
So I mean, long story short, I mean, I don't want talk about it too much. I know you guys have talked about this for weeks in the past, but like the overall great show. Like I thought Franklin was awesome. I enjoyed it.
And Michael Douglas is truly. I mean, it's like it's kind of one of those things. Like
He's a great actor.
Yeah,
He's
I
an
forget
FOB.
how good he is, and then you
Streets
see
of
him
San
in this, and you're like,
Francisco to Franklin. Come on.
right? Like he's still got it. Like, because
Yep.
let's face it, Ant-Man, you're not seeing his full range.
Kaminsky Method was the last thing I saw.
That's
him in.
right. I remember you mentioning that too, and he
Yeah.
is really good in that too.
Excellent
He's
show.
He's a great. I mean, his
Mhm.
bloodline. His dad was a great actor, so
Right.
Comes
Like
back
you said,
honest.
like one of my favorite films is Wonder Boys. I always bring that up because
Yeah.
it's such a movie that no one's seen. It's great. A great
Or
cast.
Jewel of the Nile.
Jewel-
Romance
well,
in the Stone.
Not Jewel,
Jewel of the
Romance in the Stone is good. Jewel of the Nile is not quite, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that those came out right around the same time as like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, that's
Right.
basically what it
Those
was.
those movies
Where they fall
like
down,
blend
where they're falling down that
together.
water thing, and he lands
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
where you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Going
So
to-
moving on.
80s
I wanted-
rom-com.
I want to say
But
something.
no, I did like Franklin. It was but
Yeah.
Cindy and I were watching, going, wait, is this the finale? There's only 8 episodes.
8 episodes, yeah.
Come on, there's got to be a couple more. So I think we're kind of bummed at the end that there weren't. more
I am a
episodes.
fan of these limited series, these 8 to 10 episode
I'm-
stories,
Yeah,
Matt and I were
absolutely.
talking about it earlier. I'm cool with that. But,
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
because in moving into Manhunt, I know Nick, you wanted to chat as well, but like I'll just give a quick little like Manhunt. I thought was awesome, and they even got to tell like 3 different like plot lines essentially in Manhunt, and I thought they did a really fucking good job with it. I didn't know a lot of this stuff. Like, I mean,
really?
granted, like I don't remember, U.S. history since and to the Reconstruction because I was sleeping through a lot of those in college. But like,
sleeping.
if I'm being honest, but like,
Well, man,
I found it fascinating. I did not know the
he's a
12-day
Spicoli.
manhunt that transpired with and how everything went down, and like learning the intricacies of behind. And
bro,
again,
there's a woman involved.
yeah, no, but I didn't know the intricacies involved with like the Confederate Secret Service and all the ties to Canada and all that type of stuff. I found that to be.
It always
fucking
comes back to
cool.
Canada. If we had owned Canada back,
I know,
then,
right? I just thought that was really
Lincoln
awesome.
might still be
enjoyed the
alive.
show. And what was interesting was to
which would
see.
piss Nick off.
What was interesting was I don't think I never really knew the true story behind John Wilkes Booth, right?
Yeah.
But at least the way that he was portrayed in the show, that he was essentially like a fanatic, right? And he was looking for that buzz of being regaled as a hero.
Yeah,
He was overshadowed by his dad
and his brother.
and
his brother. Yeah. And I see, I never really cared enough. And I know that sounds really shitty, but like, I never really cared enough to learn about that stuff and, beforehand. And so I was like, I was enthralled by it. Like I couldn't stop watching it. I thought it was excellent.
There's a really good book out. Doris Kern Goodwin wrote Team of Rivals or something like that. It was a book about Lincoln and how he got Stanton and Seward and all these people who were against Lincoln. Lincoln brought him into his cabinet, and you see Stanton is only thing is Stanton in the movie doesn't have his the beard.
Menzies.
Yeah,
he's a great actor.
Yeah, I go. Where's his beard? I think Nick and I talked about it. Where's his beard? But so for some reason they didn't. He had a beard. I don't know why they didn't have a beard.
It's interesting. So, like, when I start watching these shows that have these period pieces, like going back with like, with between Manhunt and Lincoln, Franklin, like I got Wikipedia up. I'm like reading along. I want to find out who the fuck these people are. Like I'm trying to figure all this shit out. And like the whole bit about the 18 pages of the diary that have gone missing. Right. And the conspiracies behind what that could be just opens it up to like a whole new level, man. I didn't know.
Was the plot even bigger?
Well,
the theory was like it was like was Lincoln supposed to be kidnapped at first, and then
I think
part
that's
of Stanton's plan, and then in Stanton like they kind of like said no, fuck it, we're not going to do that. They backed out, but then Wilkes Booth just went on his own accord and did what he did, and then Stanton was trying to cover up his tracks.
Well, there was a plan to kidnap Lincoln.
Yeah,
he just riding around his carriage.
But the conspiracy was that Stanton was part of the plan. Like he had like a
well, again, they were rivals at first. He didn't respect Lincoln. and then eventually he grew to respect Lincoln. Is I mean, it's just actually, the original plan, when they were going to kill Johnson, Seward,
Yeah,
and
the whole cast.
all of them.
Yeah.
That's actually the best way to do it. I mean, I'm not saying that we should do that.
Well, that's Designated Survivor, right?
Exactly.
That TV show with what's his name?
Donald Sutherland's son,
Kiefer
Kiefer Sutherland.
Which is a great show, by the way. I don't know.
No,
It all.
it's great
Also
for it's great for like the first few episodes.
One of the main characters actually died recently.
Oh,
Really?
Like the young, attractive dude.
Female? Oh, dude.
No, the guy. Who's like the lead that's not
I can't recall.
I don't remember.
Oh, was he the guy that got killed in downtown LA?
No.
Oh.
He died of cancer, and he
Oh.
was like 40.
Sorry, there's another actor that died like 3
Yeah,
days ago.
I saw that. That
shot
was the General
because-
Hospital guy.
because someone was stealing his catalytic converter.
He's barely murdered. Yeah, they killed
and
him.
they just shot
Yeah.
and they shot him over it.
It's fucking
Come on.
Yeah, he was
Cool.
perfectly fine. Well, he didn't. Yeah, and that's what they're saying is that he was perfectly like, oh, okay, and then they just killed
He
him.
was with a friend and they just shot him. I'm like going, come on, people. Anyway,
So what I was going to say earlier was like just on Christopher Walken. I'm sure you guys have seen it. That clip of David Grau talking about when the Foo Fighters opened and or was the musical act on SNL and Christopher Walken was the host and he didn't know. He goes, how do you say the name of the band? He's like, and he's like, I didn't really want to tell him because I just want to see how he'd say it. And of course, he's like, ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. It's almost as good as what's his name, James Bond. He's like the Weekend. Like he was so like perturbed.
Yeah, it's like I got to stop myself. There's these guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's another really good SNL bit, and it's actually Kevin Spacey that does it, but it's like actors who are wrong for Star Wars.
Oh
And,
yeah.
I love that. It's like because he's being.
Oh, this guy
Obi-Wan
died?
Kenobi.
Yeah, he died in
Oh, that
January.
guy. Yeah, I know that guy.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
What is he on?
he's our age.
Yeah.
Well,
What is he on?
He was in Designated Survivor. He was also in, I think, one of the X-Men movies too.
damn.
Crazy, right?
It's a shame. Do you still want to look at it, Nick?
No, I'm good.
Sure.
Okay.
I would like to look at that.
All right. Let's go, Matt.
Okay. Oh.
And so he died of cancer. Wow.
Movies and shows. Nope. We're not going to see it. Okay, let's see that. What was? Oh no. Okay. I'll look it
Designated
up
Survivor
online.
had a chance. It just got stupid.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
there's a lot of shows that are good in concept, but execution
Right.
is just it's kind of
It's
like there's so many like Space Force probably could have been good. It just wasn't.
Well, someone I follow on Twitter, on my other Twitter page that got canceled, but I'm back on, was saying Revolution got canceled because people didn't understand it. I go, no, it started. Remember, it was Elizabeth Mitchell and a cast of others. The guy that plays, what's his name? Breaking Bad, bad guy.
Bad guy, good guy.
Giancarlo
Hello, guy.
Esposito.
Yes,
Oh,
him.
Thank you.
And it could have been such. It was really good at first.
Hmm.
It was really good at first, but
It sounds familiar, but
it just got stupid It just got stupid in the second season.
mhm.
I sat pretty close to him at the premiere. I got to go to the premiere of that somewhere in North Carolina.
I finished Resident Alien.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Speaking of a show
So
that
far.
may or may not be renewed past
Well,
season
this-
3.
Aren't we only half a season in on this current season? Resident Alien is one of those weird ones that they'll do like 8 episodes in like the
Right.
first half of the year, and then they'll do
Is
8.
that on Apple?
Well, I just was reading about articles trying
Hulu?
to figure out because it's through Sci-Fi.
Yeah,
Is who makes it. So, but you can watch it on Hulu, and I think I've seen it also maybe even on Netflix. I think it's on
Oh,
Netflix.
can
as
I
well.
hold? Can I stop
So,
you for a second? At
what's
this
up?
time, we're going to take a commercial break.
Oh wow.
I look, I go, holy shit, it's been 50 minutes. All right, go ahead.
There was really not much more to say to that. I did enjoy it as a show.
Yeah.
And it's got some really great writing and some very humorous stuff. But there are some things that you kind of sacrifice, because the last episode that I saw, the 8th episode of season 3, it seemed like the storyline was like it seemed real. So that's where I was kind of like, oh, well, did they know, oh, we may or may not be, coming back. So it kind of leaves you kind of wondering.
Kind of like Fringe.
If it's true, 4. They really need to wrap it up if it's going to be the last, because, with Locke, with his character, what they're going to do with him, what are they going to do with Linda Hamilton's character? Terry O'Quinn. Yeah.
Terry O'Quinn is on the show, but he's
really?
kind of really more of an ancillary, like extra character. Like he doesn't appear in every.
Is he walking
episode.
Around with knives?
No, but he has
orange peels in his mouth.
He's someone who's introduced as someone who's like the alien hunter. Like he's like one of those like tornado chasers, like he.
Okay.
And that was the screenshot that I sent you, Jack, that you were like, I don't know, like I'm confused, and you were like, you didn't get the joke or whatever I was saying, but I was probably remember on our texting thread, and you're like, I don't know what this means or something.
Yeah, I do remember saying that. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. It was a picture of Terry O'Quinn from that show, because he does a podcast, and it's some woman being like, "Ooh, I love your podcast," and that's what I was thinking of you.
Oh.
Like that's how you.
I
feel.
didn't get it either until right now.
Okay, well, I also
well, I don't watch the show.
May
so
have been
like,
intoxicated when I
Yeah, I chalked that one up to Matt's fucked up when he sent that over.
Okay, well, thank you. I mean, hey,
I mean, I do it from time to time.
Yeah, to the bros.
I've done it. I'm not gonna lie. And I go,
we've all done
go,
it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I agree with Matt. Like, Resident Alien is a decent show. It's entertaining.
It's getting a nitpick. It's only decent.
No, I'm just saying it's not like compared to some of the other shows we've watched that we really love. It's no Manhunt.
Right.
But
it's
so wait, you wait, hold on a second. You do love Manhunt past the first episode?
No.
He's weighing all of Resident Alien.
Why did you do this? What was
episode.
So big about Richmond? Go somewhere else. Go to Mexico. You'd still be alive.
Yeah. Why was he was so vain? He had to go to Richmond because he'll be a hero. You fucking dick.
Yeah.
No.
No. Oh, Chris was saying about history. I the one thing I didn't know about it was the fact that they just dumped John Wilkes Booth's body somewhere random. Where
well, that's. I mean, I love history. And it's things like that.
I love it now. I didn't like it in college, but I do love it. I love
it. Yeah, it's like even like the movie Gangs of New York. Like there's so many things that are subtle in there that if you know history, you know exactly what's happening. But if you don't, and you just go into it like, there's a movie, it's okay if you don't know.
You got a milkshake. That's Gangs of New York.
Wrong movie.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
like, because like the Irish, so much Irish coming into New York at the time, and then like you see,
beer sales
during the
went
Civil War,
so and
like because like most New Yorkers were actually pro-Confederate because they were scared to death of all the Irish immigrants as well as freed slaves coming into New York. Like, what's going to happen to all these people? And so that's why you have Bill the Butcher like really going like, "Fuck all of you people," and it's there's a lot of stuff going on in that movie.
His character, honestly, was I think the first. So that came out I think I was that was early 2000s, right? 2001,
2002, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So and that was when I was first getting into actually watching movies and not being an idiot, just like 16-year-old kid watching dumb comedies and just starting to grow an appreciation for film and theater. But he was the first bad guy that was like.
Chris was with some friends going to the movie. And they're all like, "Come on, Chris, let's go see this movie." And he's like, "No, guys, I'm gonna go see something sophisticated."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be high during this movie.
But there was I can't confirm nor deny. But
get a little Chris.
That's why I started.
It can make the movie better. Let's be honest.
It most often does.
Because I
So
know
that was part of the
I've
time
told
in
this-
which I was really starting to appreciate, good movies. And
I know I told the story before, but I was hired in a kite, and the movie was they call him Bruce. And I told everyone how great this movie is. Just great. It's just so funny. And people are going, "What the fuck? That movie sucked." I go, "I don't remember." So then I went and saw it. Coherent.
The point I was trying to get across was I thought that Bill the Butcher's character for me was notably one of like the first characters that I was like terrified of. Like he would like that scene when he's on stage throwing the knives at his girlfriend. Like that will always be for like as long as I can, or Cameron Diaz rather, right? Was it Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz, yeah.
Like that will like always be like a real tense like moment for me and like watching a movie. Like I remember being like so like riveted by that scene and just seeing how like chaotically crazy Bill the Butcher was. It scared me. That was he was like the first like legitimate like I got scared by a character.
Okay, relax.
I brought that up.
You'll always be.
I brought that up like a month ago or so, where there's an interview out there with Leo DiCaprio talking about that before they started filming that. He's like, he goes, yeah, like I got along with
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, he's like we went out to lunch, like we were hanging out, we were having all this good time.
I saw this. Right.
Yeah. He's like, and then all of a sudden, like we're like 3 or 4 days before shooting starts, and I go, hey Daniel, and then he just, like he's already fully in the character at that point.
He's like definitely a method actor.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he quit acting, because I think that would be hard to have.
He went fucking crazy.
Well, no, it's
because you put your whole life into.
I am now Lincoln.
You lose basically.
I cannot become any higher than Lincoln.
That's when Nick stopped. He became a big anti Daniel Day-Lewis fan.
Actually,
during Lincoln,
you
didn't like him during. Did you like Lincoln?
It has its moments.
I liked him when he was with you too, and he sang those songs. Yeah, I like.
I was speaking of movies. Like, did I bring this up a few weeks ago? Or I'm not sure. Like, cause we taking a week off and some of us haven't been here. Like, I did see Fall Guy. Great movie.
I was
sorry. Did I see that, Jack? Okay, yeah.
No. I
you saw it. Oh, okay.
Fall Guy's great.
Being a fan of the TV show.
Okay.
Heather Thomas and Lee Majors. I thought it was one of the best movies, especially popcorn movie.
Yeah,
I've seen
solid popcorn film.
And sometime I go, oh my god, this movie it was great from start to finish. I go,
and you weren't even high seeing it, so
no, I wasn't like Chris, where I was like going,
okay, what did the Fall Guy have to do to Lincoln? So what's interesting, you guys know my buddy Dave, who is a former stuntman. Like
he's not here.
Grew up loving Fall Guy. That's one of his inspirations of like wanting to become a stuntman. He watched that show as a kid. He saw it. I haven't seen it. He saw it, and he had a lot of criticism for it because he was pissed off that apparently for a movie about stuntmen, they used a lot of CGI graphics for stunts. Well, he's like, what the hell, man? Like, this is a movie about a stuntman. They faked it all.
Well, let's be fair. That's just the direction movies are going to, because it's cheaper to. But as far as a movie about entertainment, his point was it's a movie about stuntmen. Well, okay, and they didn't use them. If you watch the original Fall Guy, most of the things are CG. I mean, when Jodie's falling out of, Heather Thomas is falling out and she's in a parachute and a bikini, that's done on a soundstage. I mean, it's not done. She's not really parachuting in a bikini.
Really?
Just saying. But Fall Guy, the movie, I thought it was hilarious.
It looks fun. I want to see
it. Yeah, exactly.
I'll watch it again.
It's got a little bit for everybody. There's a little bit of romance. There's a lot of action. There's comedy. I gave it a solid 8.5, 8.6. It's definitely worth watching.
I gave it a fucking 10.
Healthy score.
Yeah, fucking 10. Because I don't think you're going to waste it. You're not going to waste your time, and you're not going to waste money watching it. It was so good.
I mean, like I said, you won't leave there going, that sucked. Like it's
on a scale of 1 to 20. What would you rate it, Jack?
A 21.
Nick?
20.
1 to 20. Wow.
I'm
Who does 1 to
getting
20?
I'm getting to a point here, but go ahead.
So if I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, then
17. All right. So and you said 21. So we just established that there is a 20% difference or 25% difference between Jack and Nick's ratings. I wonder if that will hold true across the board.
Well, what my point is, it's a movie. I mean, how many times you got? I mean, Top Gun was one of those movies where I went.
What would you rate it out of 100? Jack?
There you go.
101.
85.
Oh,
I mean, because
it kind of went down.
It's one of those
There's
movies.
a 15-point difference.
It's one of those movies where you're entertained through the whole movie. It's never boring. It's got twists and turns, and
there's a little lag.
Okay, what part were you?
Here
bored
comes
with?
the 15-point differential. Go for it, Nick.
What part were you bored with?
There's no. I agree. There's not a boring part, but there is a dip in the movie.
No. What part?
Probably
Matt, I wonder what you would rate it out of 100.
What's me?
We should do this. We should find out what our point differential is between all four of us on a common ground. Maybe not necessarily the Fall Guy.
Well, is it Academy Award winning movie? No, but is it a movie where I paid money to go see?
You can't
4.5.
You can't put like it's like you have to reserve 9s for those movies that are like fuck yeah,
like fuck your brain.
No,
you did that with Dune.
Dune's a solid 9.8 or 9.7.
If I'm watching a movie and I'm
9.8,
he did.
and I'm going to give it. I'm saying go see that movie. You will be entertained.
Okay.
So wait, Nick, that's 0.2 points away. 0.2 points away for being a perfect movie.
The spice
Dune
is pretty pure for him.
You have to realize, like, for me to give a movie like a 10,
there's no Lincoln.
It has to be like Shawshank Redemption.
So so Shawshank's your 10.
Yeah.
You're putting this 0.2 points below Shawshank.
Dune Part 2, you will
that's
not leave.
hefty.
How do we get to
need
Dune?
to watch it on
know.
a big screen
We're
with a
rolling
fucking
with it.
kick-ass sound system and just absorb it.
Okay.
You know, it's great.
Or your headset.
Or it's
So what's another another example of like a 10-point movie for you?
Jaws.
What's a perfect movie?
Casablanca.
I was going to Absoluta 10. Yeah.
Why I said Jaws and he kind of hesitated. So
Jaws is definitely like at least a 9.9. You know,
how's Jaws not a 10?
It's not a real.
Jack,
it's not a real shark.
Yeah, it's not a real shark, and we all agree, Jack, that you're the mayor from Jaws. So
At one point, at what point the shark is real?
Yeah, I say 10-point movie for me. Back to the Future.
Yes.
Back to the Future is a 10-point movie for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
but my point
But
is
a little unrealistic. I
movie
think
can
he
be
would have
Suspend
also
your
had sex
your
with his
reality
mom.
for whatever, but it's a 10-point film.
I agree
is
with you.
it
Back to the Future-
is it because he wants to bang his mom?
Yes.
Is that why?
Yeah, it's part of it because his mom was.
Well, no, I don't think he wants to bang his mom. His mom wants to bang.
His mom wants to bang him.
What would have happened
That's a little
though?
bit fucking weird.
Right?
They make porn.
Marty, Calvin Klein. I mean, can you blame
Anyway.
him at that point?
I've never seen purple underwear.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
it's
dude.
hot. No,
So messed up.
the Fall Guy is outstanding.
It's a great, yeah. I like it.
It's
I like
so much fun. I did watch 3 Body Problems.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Problem, not. It's not
The problems. I could
just
tell you.
problem.
yeah. Tell me what the problem is.
I would watch it late at night,
Yeah.
and then I would go to bed after watching an episode, and the show would get in my dreams.
Oh.
And
Oh, did you leave the headset on? The
Yeah.
hell, Jack?
I might as well have. I had some fucked up dreams. I mean, I was like,
Dude.
I'm like, holy shit! And I'd wake up going, okay, that was.
Is
just a dream.
this reality? Yeah.
It's just a dream. Because I really love the parts.
Fucking meta. I love it.
I really love the parts where they have where they're in the game.
Mm.
And we
I
said
thought that
It
I
would
thought
have
that-
been really messed up if Cindy one morning would have been like, "Here's your sword. You have to slay the dragon." Blah, blah, blah.
I can't remember if it was Matt or Chris. We did talk about this, like how the first episode you're not fully involved with it, but as soon as they get into the virtual reality, you're completely hooked. You're like, yes.
Yes.
You know,
It was
Yes,
the
please.
best part of the show. I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know they're setting up for what's ever going on, and some of it you're like going, okay, why are we? If they know what we're doing, why are we doing this? I don't want to spoil people,
but it's not just the game. It's like, yeah, then there's the whole message, and I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't watched Three Body Problem, 3B3 3BP.
Are the drugs
Sorry.
kicking in?
You're right there, bud.
Here's my
You're right there.
Here's what I was thinking. Would
we call someone for you, bud?
We know society today how selfish we are.
Oh,
It's all about me. You look at me.
Right.
Would people really care about something that's going to happen 400 years from now?
Well, there is an aspect of that.
I know, but would people really be? Would it be?
We can't even wake up for like a problem that could face us in 2 years. So
I get it. I'm saying, but I've the whole time watching, going, I don't think people would care.
No,
right.
It's like was it in
It's like that movie Don't Look Up.
Yeah, exactly. I sort of think Don't Look Up as well, but it's like Oppenheimer too, I think, or some other things. Like you can't budget out past like 4 years or 8 years, because if it goes beyond that, it's beyond a different political cycle, so you can't get funding for it. So if you did something that was 400 years in the future, it would just be dead on arrival, because like who the fuck cares?
Right. Because there's a character that goes, basically says, why should I? Because he's talking to someone he just met. I don't want to spoil people.
Right.
And that person doesn't last too long, which I thought was like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
But I go, he's like going, why should I care about something that's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought they did a great job of kind of tying everything. I'm trying to say it without spoiling people.
Yeah, but, it's a very large, heady kind of, idea as far as the show goes. Like, there's shows that like deal with, problems that are a lot more, I don't know, how should I say, like small scale.
Yeah, I mean,
and then where this one is like so large scale.
It takes 400 years. Were they traveling by Prius? I mean, what is taking so long for these advanced people to get to where they're trying to go without spoiling people? I mean, it just it's like going, okay. But then when they were going to
a light year is pretty fucking far, Jack.
I get that. I get that. But I've seen Star Trek.
Prius,
I've seen
like my Prius gets around.
Yeah,
light year is pretty far away.
I've seen Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure. Yeah, it's on the mount.
They seem to have no problem getting from A to Z pretty quick.
It's on the peak. Paramount. I'm trying to come up with like a name. Like,
but when I'm watching, I'm going, would I care 400 years from now? I'm like going,
yeah.
No. By then we'll have like 6 fingers.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was. It's only 8 episodes.
Well, and there's going to be another season.
Obviously there has to be another season. But I was like,
well, now a show that Nick and I have talked about has been surprisingly gotten another season. It's.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'm not sure either. I think a lot of people will probably be. We're all going to hold judgment for it, but regardless. You can watch Shogun, and
it's getting another season.
Yeah.
They've said they're going to do season 2 now, and the only way I see them going is him actually being the ruler, in the child's stead.
Are they bringing back
because he ensures the next 300 years of peace? That's just true. And then, like the movie Last Samurai is the end of that, like of that period.
Right.
So it's like you could do it. I just don't. I just don't think it'll be written as well, because that's a very well written
I want to say
book.
this. So the whole time I'm watching, I'm told that this is the only season we're going to have.
Right.
I was told that until I was blue in the face.
What they had been saying.
I watched it. I read the subtitles. I said, okay, this is cool.
I know.
I liked how it ended. Okay, now we're going to have a second season with the hot girl.
Well,
I figured you would watch it.
You sent me. I was like, no, I'm not watching it.
Go ahead, Chris. You can come back. So, and if you're like Chris,
he hasn't watched it yet.
Yeah, and if you're like Chris and you haven't watched it, and you're
when they go to Mars in Shogun.
Oh my God,
that was probably my favorite part.
Dude,
Shogun was my likely successor in my play of like shows I'm now watching.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, it is a definite solid watch.
I started
So-
watching Dark Matter.
Ooh,
Oh, that,
okay.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure
Man,
that one.
that is just what the fuck is going on this show?
Exactly. Yeah.
I kind of figured out the first episode. I'm like going, because the first episode is like, what the fuck?
Well, you have to, yeah, exactly. To me, you have to at least give the audience a little hint of what the fuck is happening. And it's one of those where like I started losing interest in it, like mid-season episode 2, because I was like, I have no fucking clue.
But then I finished the third episode yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm like going, okay, this is really cool what they're doing, but I'm like going, but what the fuck is going?
I'm glad you said that I should keep going, because I think I started watching the first episode and I was a little like,
well, I watched the first episode of Dark Matter first before I watched the 3 Body Problems.
Okay.
And then but after I watched 3 Body Problems, I went, okay, I'm gonna finish this one because I can binge it. And Dark Matter is on Apple,
it's still coming out. Yep.
So I'm like going, I find it interesting. I think the guy looks like Bryan Cranston though, a little bit.
That's Uncle Owen.
Dark Matter, huh?
Dark Matter.
That's like that. He plays Uncle Owen.
Oh yeah. That is Uncle Owen.
He's also the fighter. The fighter.
Oh. But he reminds me a lot of, because I call him the fake Bryan Cranston. But it's just, there's so much going on. I mean, I think they do it on purpose. It's almost like how are they going to? How are they going to land this thing, because it's so fucking confusing.
I did get to the end of the first episode and I was like, whoa, okay, well that's fucked up. And then I started watching the second episode, but yeah, I need to.
The second episode's even more fucked up.
Yeah, because
it's like the same as like the show Sherry kept promoting, which was Constellation, I think, on Apple.
Yes.
It was one of those, like, whereas it has a lot of potential, but it's one of those where like, get to the fucking point, and that's kind of how I felt with Dark Matter.
And the problem with Dark Matter too, it's so scientific that it's like, okay, it's over my head.
Yeah.
I mean, but I keep watching it because I care about what's going on. I'm like going, what is going on?
I keep watching because I'm kind of like 80% watching for Jennifer Connelly, I have to admit.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
I love her.
She ends up with a headache. She ends up with a headache, though.
It's amazing, and amazing. A 50-year-old woman still
stunning.
Yeah, exactly.
Stunning.
Just absolutely stunning.
Like, dude, when she was in Top Gun, I was like,
I know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Right.
It's not fair, to be fair.
But it is also fair for me to be like, okay, I can legitimately.
What happened to her brother? His brother hasn't been
my entire life. What's up?
Who's
her brother hasn't been in anything.
Who's that?
He has a brother.
Oh,
Jake.
Stand By Me.
No.
Huh?
No.
Jerry Connolly?
Is Jerry Connolly? No, Jerry Connolly's not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Not Stand By. No.
Okay.
Stand By Me. He's been in
I'm
movies.
Jeffrey?
I'm trying to think of Connolly's. I'm like, who's another famous Connolly?
Well, he's not so famous because he hasn't been in a movie in a while.
Connor Connolly.
So while we figure out which Connolly we're talking about, I saw a comedy that I didn't know existed until it popped up on your "You Should Watch This" on our Netflix queue.
The comedy.
Okay.
But it's a new comedy.
What streamer?
Netflix.
Netflix.
So it's a new comedy that just launched or released this past week on Netflix, and it was renewed for season 2 before the first episode started.
Wow.
But it stars Shane Gillis, the comedian Shane Gillis.
Yeah. Someone actually would recommend that to me today. Actually.
Is he Irish?
It's called
Tires. Yeah,
Tires.
I almost started watching that. Yeah.
If you ever wanted to know that, will they ever be able to remake some of the crude humor comedies of the late 90s, early 2000s?
Okay.
The answer is yes, because this show is absolutely would be canceled in every right. And I'm surprised it hasn't gotten more shit.
It's not woke. So
no. No, it is, and because of that, it's fucking hysterical.
Called
it's
Tires.
Really really
Tires.
funny.
Mhm.
I'm adding it to my list. Tires.
It's very crude.
Under
humor.
the guy of Kami. What was Golden Kami?
No, the Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule. Okay.
Yes, it's got Shane Gillis. And is it Andrew Schultz? I think is his name, the comedian.
A Moscowan gentleman.
A Gentleman in Moscow.
A gentleman
I must
gets a
break
Moscow.
you.
That's on Paramount Plus.
What are you doing?
So I know I
Moscow.
messaged you guys about it, and Jack said he'd watched season 1. If you want to, so in 2022, there was 2 shows in the summer that really didn't gain any traction. Which was one was The Old Man with Jeff Bridges, which was really good.
Okay.
And then the other one was called Outer Range with
Outer Range is excellent.
with Brolin, Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
And season 2 just got released. It's on Amazon. And if you liked Dark, it's not as good as Dark, but it has that same kind of mind fuck.
Season 2's coming out?
Season 2's already out.
Oh, it's already out?
Released. Yeah, season 2
What
already
the
got
fuck?
out. And yeah, I made my parents watch it. Dad loved it. Mom
Watch it, Dad. Think about me.
Mom's like,
and it's one of those you're like,
oh, I'm wearing my mask and I scare you.
Watch it, Mom.
I can go down that road too. Yeah, but,
No, that's okay. Or if you want.
Jennifer Connelly's brother is Kevin Conley.
Oh, what a
Oh,
cool
yeah.
name. Yeah.
still original.
But
So
yeah,
80s.
Will Fry brought it up, and I also messaged you guys about that. Furiosa, a Mad Max story, Furiosa, sorry, is actually a solid movie.
Oh,
It bombed this weekend,
Okay.
sadly, but it was a good movie.
huh.
well, why did it bomb? Are we done with Mad Max movies?
I don't know why it bombed. I think maybe promotionally it wasn't done as well as it should have been.
But I'm
or
saying
something.
there's been so many. I mean, they should have really, Mad Max with Mel Gibson was the first one. Was they had a different, his
Road Warrior.
voice was dubbed.
Yeah.
And I always freaked out about the scene where the guy is. Where is it? Goose? Not Goose. What's the guy? He's all
That's
burned.
Top Gun.
I freaked out.
Yeah.
I freaked out on that part. I can't watch it.
Well, to me, I did not like Fury Road when it came out like in 2015, 16, because I thought it was, what's the point? Because basically I get it that she's rescuing these women and then they're driving somewhere, but then they turn around and go back. And I was like, well, what's the fucking point? Like, what's the plot? And this movie gives
Point is to drive, man.
right, just drive, man, on the road.
My point was, do we need another hero?
Yeah.
I thought so. I'm glad that this movie was made. I think it's a necessary, it gives the necessary depth to Fury Road to make me now like Fury Road. But I
never
think
saw
a
it.
lot.
That's one with
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
I think if they would have made another one with Mel Gibson, like an old Mad Max, it probably would have been a smash hit. But who knows?
Yeah, I liked all three. I loved all three of it was 3 Mad Max movies, right, with Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
There's 3. Yeah.
And the
Thunderdome.
second one, they finally he got to use his own voice.
Yeah, that was the second one.
I thought the first one is excellent. The first one is obviously the best, I think.
Well, it's a lot for a lot of people to handle because it's very gruesome, especially for 79 or 78 when it came out.
That's what I said. The guy's all burned up, but I like how he handcuffs the guy to the motorcycle and gives him a saw.
And that was when guys
your...
had to really do the stunts. Talk about being a fall guy, right?
Yeah.
And look at how
I'm
freaked
saying.
out it made you. You're like, there's no CGI. That
real
guy's on
stunts, man.
fucking fire.
They really burned the guy.
Yeah.
He was a method actor, and they set him on fire. And he goes, "No, burn me. I gotta be part. I gotta be real with it." So yeah,
that person went on to be a California raisin.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, he set him on fire. Yeah, they burned him, and he died eventually because of all the burns. But
Oh, really?
Damn.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
about the California
Really?
raisins joke.
Are you fucking with me?
I'm fucking with you.
I'm not. Which part? Which part?
About him being a California raisin. He was never a California raisin.
He was never a California.
Dun, dun, dun,
That part I
dun,
was.
dun, 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 dun.
That's ridiculous. How would it was a bad.
You're not
campaign.
gonna sell raisins by being some burn guy.
Will
There's no
Fry
way.
says apparently Fury Road was originally supposed to be filmed with Mel Gibson in 2002, but was indefinitely delayed after 9/11. And by the time it was finally time to make it, Mel was a box office poison.
Yeah.
He was Mel-2'd. Okay,
Well,
that part I made up.
You call someone sugar tits. It's kind of a
Well, it was
Yeah,
sugar
I
tits
mean,
along with you got DUI.
There was
it's
also
it's
the
kind of-
whole
it's-
like
it's kind of
Yeah,
the
put-
Jew-
Jews
anti-Semitic
control the
tropes.
Yeah.
he was pre Jan 6 before Jan 6 was cool.
yeah. It's a shame because I really love Mel Gibson movies. I mean, he seems like that.
I love
Patriot's a great movie.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
that's before he went crazy. Yeah.
Gettysburg.
Braveheart.
He's not in Gettysburg.
No.
That's why it was so good.
Well, he's in Gettysburg. He's carrying some cross, isn't he? In Gettysburg.
He's
Like,
not in Gettysburg. What the
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
It's a-
dragging
it's
it.
a-
They're dragging a
It's
cross.
the
aren't they?
Nazareth movie.
That's
or,
the
or-
that's the
Oh.
seventh temptation
Ah.
of Christ.
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
actually, that was what's his name? That was
Passion of the
Jim
Christ.
Caviezel.
Passion of the
Diesel,
Christ.
yes, who was
He went crazy.
But
he
he
was
also
he
directed it.
Jim Caviezel was a
He
person of
directed it.
interest.
he directed it. That's right. He was.
I mean,
what?
I love his version of
Mm.
County Monte Cristo. It's excellent.
Oh, it's amazing, actually. He's all fucking weird January 6th now too.
Oh, really?
Caviezel is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Caviezel?
he did that whole movie about how like the Democratic Party or whatever is kidnapping kids for their fucking blood or whatever. I don't well that bullshit.
Well, to
That
be
movie
fair,
came out over the
both
summer
parties
or
are.
the wintertime.
I mean, can you disprove it, Chris?
Whatever.
That's a good point, Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't really bash.
You
him.
can't make a claim,
prove it.
Chris, like that and then not be able
Yeah.
to disprove it.
Mm,
It's
okay.
like it's yellow journalism here on this podcast.
Yeah.
I will not stand for it. I will not
No,
stand
the
for
yellow
it.
journalism would mean that we were actually selling more podcasts based off of like our fake news.
Well, I think everything on this podcast is fake.
Wow. I think the only yellow journalism here is that banana that
The
follows
banana
us
behind
around.
me.
Mhm. Yeah.
It looks like it's caught a little.
Can we change subject here for a second? Can we change
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
it's a good idea actually.
for like
Well-
the last year? I've been driving around, and now I got my wife going
And your Lexus.
my Lexus with a
Mm,
smashed up window,
yeah.
and I go,
Huh?
you notice all the gray cars out there? Why is gray
Gray
the most
cars?
gray?
I have
is like
gray
the
car.
most gray is
Yeah.
like the most popular color out there.
I
And she
wanted
was
a
like,
different
"What are
color
you?"
car, but
She goes,
I
"What are
had
you
to wait.
talking about?" I go, "Look, every fucking car is gray. Who the fuck wants a gray car other than Chris?"
Metallic
I
silver,
bought one.
Jack. Get with the times.
No,
yeah, it's actually metallic silver. Mine is.
No, it's fucking gray. It's fucking gray. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
speaking of, I got
Mine-
my first case of curb rash with my Tesla rims.
Ooh.
So pissed.
curb rash.
Yeah, it's like
Can you hit it?
it's a common thing for Tesla wheels because they made the rims so fucking big and they stream past the tire. So like you
I
can't
like
even remotely
big
close
rims
to
and
like
I
a
cannot lie.
thing. I fucked up my two left too. So I had to instead of like resurfacing my tire or my rims, I
You
went
shouldn't
and bought
drive while
like,
you're
wheel
high.
covers.
I mean,
No,
my
you
next car, I'm personally getting anti-space laser blue. So they can't.
Have you?
I like
You
it.
know what I'm talking about? You've seen the gray color.
Yeah, I know.
I
what gray
literally
looks
have
like.
one.
It's almost like gray is a mix of black and white, and they just kind of like
It's
meet.
I get,
Almost like
I
silver.
get that, but who? I mean, I'm talking
Who?
about the
What?
80s, 90s.
Huh?
There's no way people said
Who?
gray would not have sold.
No, it's one. There's a silver or gray in those
COVID
days
did
when you
this
actually
to
used
us.
paint was a terrible color on cars because it would fade. You have to remember this,
Conspiracy,
Jack.
man.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I said, how did gray become the
Explanation
most
in the-
popular car? I mean, I get
It's
white.
neutral. It's just neutral.
I get white. My car is
Yeah.
black. I
Look,
get
black and white show dirt.
Yeah.
They
Also,
you're
very
not wrong.
racist of you.
Yeah.
The gray is in the middle. It's
Everyone wants to be a
both-
Confederate now, Jack.
Nobody wants to be Confederate.
By the way, I wanted a different color for our vehicle. We've never bought a vehicle, never had that ability to be like, I would like to choose this color. First time we have that option. Oh, we it's going to be a really long time for you to get that color. And we were like, okay, we'll wait.
Get gray because
We'll wait.
They're like,
and
rabbits.
so we wait and we wait and we wait. We get a call. It's like, hey, is the hang up really the color? And it wasn't that much more. Really wasn't that much more. But it was the fact
What
that
color did you want?
It was like this moon
Burnt
dust.
sienna.
No, it was basically just a little bit off from silver. But it was different, And you just couldn't get the color that we wanted. So
Man,
we settled for silver. We were
So,
like,
I think
okay.
Jack's just mad because he called his Lexus dealer and said, "This is Mr. Gladfeldler." And
Why did you provide me?
Wait. What did you say my last name was?
I never say your name right, Jack. Sorry.
Okay, you fucked up my. I mean, how long?
I always add a
wow,
syllable.
wow. How long have you known him though?
I know.
I know. Fuck you, Nick.
Gladfelter.
I say done without a problem.
Yes, it's one
It's
syllable.
so
Well-
easy. Well, he could have messed it up and said Dune. And this whole time he'd be calling you.
But the thing is, that's
Nick
still a
Dune.
proper way to say it.
I love when people look at
We
my
are
name,
not
they're like
proper.
they start dripping in sweat, and I go, and I don't help them out. I let them fuck up the name first before they say, it's close enough.
It's Glad Swelter.
Yeah,
Gladfelter.
there's no D in the fucking name, but that's okay. Call me Gladfelter.
Glad. Okay.
Gladfel. You spell it out. I told a teacher that one time, and she was
Look,
not happy.
I'm
with
probably
it.
the most sober person here, and I still didn't get it right. Let's challenge one of the other people.
No,
I'm not drunk.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Who's drunk?
Cindy always goes, you got your car, your dream. I go, what? This was not my car, my dream.
I am high.
See?
My daughter gave me some stuff,
Yeah.
and it just, I got to be honest with
Gave me
you.
some
The next
stuff, it
morning,
gave me a rash.
I'm like
I had-
depressed. If I said
too
no, I
mellow.
don't. I can't. I'm just depressed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't like to be in the high part. I like to be in control, but when my mind's
Yeah.
going somewhere where like I can't breathe, I'm trying
Right.
to sleep, I go, I forgot how to breathe. I forget, it's just
Yeah.
these-
Am I breathing?
Wow.
right?
You eat less of it, Jack.
Wow.
I took a sliver last night, and it was like I was so fucked up. I yelled at my wife. I didn't yell at my wife because that's rude, but
I said,
You write any good tunes? That's
I
what-
said,
no, man, I don't. Man.
bitch.
It's funny. I went upstairs to do a video on my YouTube channel. I came back down. I go, you didn't check on me? She goes, what? I go, you didn't check on me? Because
Last time I checked on you, Jack, you were in the shower for 3 hours.
exactly, and that's why I said when I was doing the video.
Matt and I just had a fucking moment. That was kind of-
Yeah, I noticed.
I saw you
Just let
guys
do
fucking
you.
beautiful.
It was like a virtual orgasm. I saw it.
Oh, fuck you. We at least two of us can be podcasting together at the same time. Rarely
Well,
four of us.
Well,
I just
we
feel
don't like a
Matt is
foursome.
unaware that he's been like living on one side of his screen.
Yeah,
I like living on this side, okay? I like living on this
Hey,
side. It's fun.
I'm
over
here. I'm on the show.
I do. I like it. It's
I-
kinda
Look
I
at
think
my
that-
fucking drawing. Fucking
All right.
look at my drawing.
Look at the dark hole that is my soul right
Look
now.
at that hockey
What
table.
is the
right
hockey
there.
table? What
Look
is
at that.
Is-
Well, it's just to taunt you, Jack. I thought if I
that's
put
what-
this hockey table here, you'd be like, "Oh, that hockey! I
I've been
want to
meaning
play
ask you
hockey."
that. Well, actually, I've been meaning to ask you that the whole time.
Okay, the reason is because I didn't want to just like do.
It's rule of
Is it-
thirds, man.
Is it
I-
air hockey or the little people where you had the stick things?
No, it's air hockey. It's just
Okay.
air hockey. Yeah.
Because I always hated that stupid twist thing.
Bubble hockey.
No.
I love
Bubble hockey, yeah. Anyway,
No, I need to rotate out the drawing. Actually, I'm
actually, the
done
drawing
with
looks
drawing.
good.
Thanks.
I'm
Thank
not gonna
you.
lie.
It's a
It's a
drawing?
little.
It looks
Yeah.
like dark
Mhm.
matter.
It is dark matter. Mm.
Okay.
There's some dark. It's Eclipse influenced for
I think
sure.
I think there's
So-
a 3-body problem in that thing.
There is actually a body problem because I put a head in there and I was debating on the
Oh.
head.
Ah,
Just
just the brain.
I like
Just the
that.
brain.
No, it's like the head's kind
We're
of
going to
coming out of
ship
the
your
water.
brain through
So,
space,
the middle
and
part.
I
I don't have
it.
it illuminated right now.
But can we go
I
back to
need
that
take it
part
down.
without
That is a
spoiling
weird
people?
part.
Can we, I'm like going, all right, they know they're watching us. What the fuck? I mean, how's this going to work?
Yeah. By the way, Chris, take earmuffs, buddy.
I've
Earmuffs.
seen this show.
No, but another show.
Oh.
Okay.
Is Chris an asshole or what?
No, isn't it crazy though that Shogun also has? So I was watching both of those shows at the same time, and Shogun and Three Body Problem both have the boiling water.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. All good.
Actually, you're gonna have
I
to
think
go back and watch this because Nick called you an asshole. That's okay.
So, of the three of us, Chris, who do you think called you an asshole?
Jack.
Always the one that says it first.
All right. It was me. I was just joking. Come on.
I just wanted to make an analogy or a comparison to something, and I didn't want to spoil you on something. So
I appreciate that. Good looking out.
So
I don't think it would have spoiled him, to be honest with you.
it may have. It may have.
You've seen Shogun, right, Chris?
No, he hasn't.
No,
That's
he
why
hasn't.
he
That's
said
why he didn't want to
literally,
be
like,
spoiled on
2
Shogun.
weeks ago that is next on his list.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, Jack.
Like I'm supposed
Who's
to.
on the drugs now?
Are you high too,
man.
Jack? Yeah, like
No. I've just been drinking a tad.
Uh-huh. Drinking did. I meant to get a drink, but it's so late in the show now. So
Yeah. I meant to go to bed. Yeah.
What song did you sing tonight, Jack, for the opener?
I sang Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
I said kill
Cindy was watching a mini series on Peacock, the cock.
Yep.
It's about the Holocaust and stuff like that. And
That sounds happy.
Exactly. I'm making steaks. I'm making dinner. I'm making all this stuff. And she goes, "Can we just? I want to keep watching the show. Can we do this on the? Can we do TV trays?" I go, "All right. So you want to watch a show about the Holocaust and eat?" She goes,
Something's getting cooked.
"She goes. You know what? I know." Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that was Nick. I said,
It wasn't me.
she goes, I never thought about that. She goes, maybe we'll eat at the table. I said, because I go, well, come on. How do you watch something about the Holocaust and eat at the same time? I go, that's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I mean that's not really. Yeah.
She goes, I never even thought about it. But
Mhm.
I don't know what the show is, but I want to watch it now because I've seen different parts of it as she's watching it.
What's the show? Do you know the show?
I have no idea.
Really want to watch it now because I'm kind of getting hungry.
I'm not saying I like. No, I'm not going to go there where Nick did. I'm staying.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm not gonna get canceled. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Keep it real,
Hey,
dude.
We're
married to,
post cancel culture now. Like even Chris said, with the new comedy coming out, we're bringing back the late '90s where I can say anything.
Sure.
I mean, my wife is Jewish, so I'm in the clear.
You got to get out of jail free card.
I just worship all of the gods.
I
It's-
actually fucking
it's
hate
kind of
them all
like a-
equally. So gods are dumb.
Speaking of gods,
That was Chris.
the
Don't
commercial
strike me.
the commercial gods have spoken. Don't we have to do an extra?
We're gonna take a commercial god break.
Oh,
So I look over here on my desk and I realized I brought this down earlier. I completely forgot about it. And then I got high. And then I realized I have this waiting for me right now.
Oh,
God.
And I'm like so excited.
Wait,
I
so
totally
Reese's
just
what?
had like a mental connection. I was like,
Wait,
I bet it's a
big
candy
cup.
bar.
Reese's
I bet
big
it's a
cup.
candy bar.
Oh,
Big
big-
ass motherfucker.
I've never
It's
had
a
a
big one too. It's a mega cup.
Mhm.
I've never had the mega cup. Big
I
cup.
got the fucking Reese's D cups, bud. These are fucking amazing.
You're chowing down.
Wow.
Well, that's a
You must
good-looking
feel
cup.
like a kid again, like biting into
It's
something
so
that
good.
big. Ah,
Do you like the
Mm.
freeze?
You should put
do you
the
like
other one in the
freezer?
freezer.
Do you like the
Yeah,
freezer?
I got
I do
it,
like
It's
the-
actually pretty funny. The
Mhm.
reason why I have this, My wife did my favorite candy in the world. Two different favorite candies. Number one, Reese's peanut butter cups. Number two, Boston baked beans and candied peanuts.
Oh, okay.
And I got them yesterday because yesterday, haha, motherfuckers, I got you in 2024. It was my birthday.
Oh yeah,
I wish you a happy birthday.
You couldn't wish
Sherry
me happy
warned
birthday.
us.
I
did.
Know, I kind of just kept it low
On
key.
your
I
wife's,
didn't want you to.
Your wife wished you a happy birthday on Facebook.
Kind of felt like it was like
happy birthday, Chris.
Maybe
Sherry said it was your birthday.
If it wasn't for Sherry, I wouldn't have remembered. But
Look, I mean,
you know,
I'm glad that you're 47, Chris. But you know,
yeah.
just
47.
I wish you guys could have the joy.
I wish I could. I like to freeze
it's
them,
all fun and
then I
games
like to
until
nibble
you
off
are
the
47,
the ridges,
motherfucker.
and then eat it.
It's all
I
fun
thought
and
you were
games.
57, Matt.
That was so good.
Are you 50 now, Matt?
No. I haven't hit the big 50 yet.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty damn fucking sure, man.
Are you sure? I don't know if you keep track.
Going back to your daughter,
I'm
though,
just in the very end of the middle of my 40s.
He's at the beginning of his late 40s.
At the beginning of my late 40s.
Matt, I don't think you answered it. So aside from Friends, was there any other sitcom that she was watching?
Oh no, not right now. I mean, she
MASH?
has watched other ones in the past, of course, like The Office.
What about MASH?
I don't think that's one that she's going to be interested in.
Punish her.
But
Sanford's Son?
No, I don't think that's.
What about Brooklyn?
She just enjoys comedy in general. So
what about Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes, we have watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's a good one. Yep.
What about All in the Family?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's another one that starts off really strong. That first season.
Yeah,
really.
it gets. Well, I think when was it Peralta? He starts and what's her name? Starts
Amy.
Looking up. Amy. It's like, okay, I get it, but why do we do this? Why do we keep having the main characters?
Yeah, but the thing about that show though is I don't feel like it's too predicated. Like it doesn't seem like it's so heavy focused on the relationship.
No,
show like
not.
Friends, it's all about the couples and the coupling, you know.
And what hurt that show was the
or How I Met Your Mother is the same thing. What's up?
I never saw How You Met. The captain dies in real life. I mean. Recently.
Well, just recently he passed away, but what hurt the show is that I think it did change hands. Like it was on Fox and then it goes to NBC. Right. Yeah, and then during that, like, you know, one of the characters kind of goes away or is off the show. And the later seasons don't, I think, hold up to the beginning seasons, kind of like how the Community does that, where it's like the first seasons, the trailer seasons.
Well, you have the two characters on 9-9 where the two, they're not main characters. It's the two dumb cops.
Yeah.
One is the guy that is,
Peralta.
Yeah. The guy that the bald guy and the other guy.
Yeah.
I forget their names, but one guy is the guy that played Haas Cartwright on Bonanza. That's his dad.
Oh, huh.
So there you go. A little bit of trivia for you.
Well, there we go. I would say that the Brooklyn Nine-Nine like quality holds up better in the fade at the very end as opposed to Community, which really drops off.
Yeah.
So
Community should stop.
And I would even say that Brooklyn Nine-Nine holds it together better than even like what Arrested Development did when it had those later
that
seasons.
Final season was terrible.
Right.
I didn't even watch the last season.
Terrible.
One show, and I've talked about it before, can't brag about it enough, but the documentary Now on Netflix, if you have that, there's some really funny
oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I've talked about it a couple times. It's easy to kind of forget about it. It's called Documentary Now. And it's an anthology kind of show because each episode is a spoof off of a different documentary. So it's kind of like the mad version of documentary filmmaking. And it's done by Fred Armisen and Bill Hader. And Seth Meyers also does.
But wasn't that done over
writing,
years?
even though he's not.
Over years, right?
It's done over several years, but I played one for my daughter the other day just to kind of spoof her because it's so realistic. It looks like a real documentary, and so I just put it on. It's called the Blue Jean Connection one. It's a 2-parter, and
The what?
yeah, I think it's called Blue Jean Connection.
Huh.
Forever in blue jeans.
And so
Interesting.
it's pretty
Baby
funny.
tonight.
It's worth watching.
In it?
No,
Oh.
Mm-mm.
So it's
they
not
they
really-
are from Chicago, so but there's nothing.
Chicago.
But it's funny though, because we were like just in it, and she looks over and she's like, "Is this real?" and I just, I'm like, yeah. I was like,
I
was like,
gotcha.
"Dad." Yeah.
Matt Tree
Dad's
says
being
the
dad.
bonus points. Have you seen the docs? They're parodying.
Yes, it is. It definitely, there are documentaries that they're parodying, and those are
Oh.
also funny too.
Has your
Speaking
daughter
of
seen-
documentaries,
has she seen The Office?
Yes,
Morgan
she's seen-
Spurlock.
Yes.
Dead.
Yeah.
What's weird is like just the day before I read about him
Morgan
dying.
Spurlock.
I had seen an article that it was kind of like a looking back at what's the famous one that he
Supersize
did?
Me.
Supersize. It was kind of a
okay.
it was kind of like a 20
right, yeah.
years looking
okay.
back at Supersize and how some of the stuff he wasn't fully upfront about in that process, and then other people that tried to replicate it had difficulties trying to replicate his exact results.
So you're saying he lied?
So I was reading this article just the day before he had died, which was weird.
That's wild.
Yeah, because I was just like,
Someone killed him.
No,
I heard he was actually also kind of a dick.
he was
too.
battling cancer. Well, he had alcohol. He battled alcoholism, and that was one of the things that this article was saying.
Do that.
Well, this is what one of the articles was saying, is that some of his results, like he wasn't upfront about his alcohol consumption during that period of time. That would have added to his weight gain and also some of the test results about his liver, right? So that's what people are saying, that
Well, that
like,
sucks
he
because
wasn't.
it's a great documentary. I mean, I enjoyed watching.
And that documentary single-handedly had McDonald's
It
remove
changed the industry. Within a heartbeat, basically.
Was he 54?
Yeah, he was in his 50s.
Far too young, yeah.
Yeah, but he was battling cancer, though. I think he died of cancer.
Well, speaking of cancer, Bill Walton.
Oh, force him out for Bill Walton. God damn it.
I saw that on Twitter. I go, no, not Bill Walton. No. Love Bill
Huge
Walton.
deadhead.
Yeah.
Hey, I almost sent you
From San Diego.
I probably still can at the Sphere in Vegas. You might have seen it, Chris, but it's so trippy, and like they do like a tunnel thing,
Amazing.
and then it's like
amazing.
It's just like, God, it's like I really want to go see a show at the Sphere, but I'm also scared.
My buddies Dave and Jeff, they literally just got to Vegas today. They're going to see him tomorrow and then come back.
Dave's
I'm
not
so
here.
jealous.
I'm jealous. I've been to Vegas in 8 years.
They just added a bunch more shows too, so they're going to be going
2-3
through
times
like
a
the
year.
second week of August, I believe. So they're adding shows like crazy.
Who's that?
The
Dead
Sphere.
Oh.
The Dead Company.
And I saw Elon Musk post something maybe a week ago about the Boring Company and how like with in the near future, like most of Vegas, you'll be able to access now through tunnels. Like you won't even have to get melted in the sun. It's just crazy. Like how
Really?
Yeah.
But they're building underground tunnels.
Yeah. So like you'll be able to drive
Are they
under
still
the
going to
ground.
have the flippers?
Okay, you won't be able to have
people with the
exhaust
cars.
underground.
Well, it'll be the electric cars.
Oh, okay, right. By the way, this is a weird like conspiracy thing, and doesn't bode well for
Yeah, there you go.
Elon and
Hot girls.
weird alien ways. But it's been speculated for a long time that there's a system of underground like tunnels underneath the United States connecting certain like sites and what have you. So
Well, I know the White House has them.
right, the White House, but it's been speculated that there's like a large system of
That shit's pretty
underground.
cool.
That's basically for the aliens.
They connect
that
to
are-
all the towns called Franklin.
I would
that
think so,
would
yeah.
be that would make sense. So
That's why we don't have any here in Raleigh. It's not Franklin. That's why I'm campaigning to change the name of Raleigh to Franklin.
I think we should change our name to Franklin.
Named after the famous
dude
penis
could get
character.
frunked.
Get front.
Or Franklin. Like
What?
you just
Franklin, the
change
fuck
both.
is happening?
Trying to end the show.
I want to go to Franklin.
I
Yeah, Franklin.
try to go with the chaos.
So
approach.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin got frunked.
All right.
All right, let's pull this puppy over.
This has been a great show. I think I think
I think we should just keep derailing
derailing.
until the audience goes, okay, guys, you need to stop.
Well, we
Too
we did drop 2 people, so I think
Yeah.
Oh,
We're like,
yeah.
oh,
Randy fell asleep
Whatever.
a long time ago.
right.
Anyway, it was great to be back. Great to see you guys again. I haven't seen you guys talk to you
Yeah.
in about a month.
It
3
feels
weeks.
like it. Feels
Yeah.
like it. So, yeah, no, good to see you again, Jack.
Yeah, nice seeing you guys again. Be another month before I see you again, but that's okay.
Probably.
So Nick, you're not here next week, right?
Yep, be in Malaysia.
Malaysia.
And then,
Did
and
you
then
guys
I'll be-
do-
I get back on the 12th, so we probably could podcast on the 13th. Jet lag,
Suck it up, Buttercup.
I'll figure it out.
Malaysia.
We'll figure it out.
Ooh,
Anyway, this has been a great show, kids. 1 in a million.
Was it?
But-
Was it really?
it was
I-
fell a little
I-
short there.
What would
Got
you give it
kinda
out of 20, Jack?
74 out of 100.
It's a
74 out of 100. I'd give it a 75.
it's a needle in a haystack.
I'm a little more generous than
Hmm,
Chris.
okay.
Chris is like, fuck it. I'm only giving it a 74.
It was
So-
fun though. It was good seeing you guys. So
It's nice seeing you guys
You as
again.
well.
What did you guys talk
Yes.
about at the beginning?
I forgot.
Friends.
cocaine.
Oh, was it all just friends for the first 20 minutes?
No,
No,
you
no,
know,
no,
We
no,
are
no.
friends.
All
We
right,
are
pull the
friends.
fucking car over. Don't go back on another tangent.
We are family.
We
Well,
are
hey, for
farmers.
baseball fans,
Bum, ba-dum, bum,
Chris.
bum,
Yes,
bum.
baseball fans.
Chris, Jim Rice is in the Hall of Fame, right? Right?
Is
Jim
he?
Rice? Yeah.
He should be. Right, yeah.
Okay. Why isn't Dave Parker in the Hall of Fame? Has the same exact stats.
Because Jim Rice saved a kid from being punctured in the fucking heart with a baseball bat that went into the stands.
Yeah. So.
All right.
all it
So
takes.
there's that.
Boom.
I don't think that's part of the
You know what, though?
criteria for
I
making the
just
Hall of Fame.
fucking gave the difference.
And on that note,
Anyway, all right. This time we're going to thank all our patrons. We thank everyone who listens to the show. Thanks for joining us. We have a great time here. We're going to thank 4 patrons at this time who reach a certain level. That's Eckhart, Rickner, Gloffler, Maggie. Did I freeze up?
yes.
God damn
Sure
it.
did.
It's
Well,
always
just
during
cracked
this.
open a beer.
Wait,
We should
it's-
talk for like another 20 or 30 minutes.
It's always during this time I freeze up, isn't it?
Yeah, and you just fucked up the whole patron thank you part. Like they
I know.
tune in for
I-
this.
yeah.
Some of the patrons are just like, fuck, I'm not listening to the whole thing. I'm just going to listen to the part where they thank me at the end.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
fast forward to the
Literally
end.
what they pay for.
Pretty
know.
much.
I apologize. I apologize. Anyway, we're going to thank Eckhart, Rickner, Gloffler, Maggie, the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed, the creepy poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for everyone who listens to us. We really appreciate it. That's all we got. Hasta luego and goodbye.
That's a little quick.
Scooby Doo.
Later.
What are you going to give me, Nick? A 9 or 8?
I don't know. I think he kind of rushed through those thank yous. And
All
so
right.
I'd
Eckhart.
probably give you like a 6.5.
That's not written.
Wow. I was
magnificent.
because at least that's a C.
Ran with a plan and add the creepy poopy
Dude,
letter.
Jim Rice's fucking numbers were crazy good.
But so were
Which one
Dave
should we get
Parker's.
by
They're
saying?
like,
Let's
What it shall be.
I thought we were ending
Bye,
this
everybody.
thing.
All right, see you. Fine.
Chris
I've
is over here
saved
like,
your hour.
I'm
Go.
looking up more stats, guys.
Dave who?
I'm frozen. I can't end this damn thing.
Yes, you can.
Are you
No, I
bitter?
can't. It won't end it.
Well,
Shut the system down.
Hit the
Shut
sign.
it all down.
Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not a busboy.
If we all just
Shut it
walk
all
away
down.
quietly,
Yeah.